Okay, thank you everybody to tuning in to the Unapologetically Fabulous podcast, where we take a step back from life and decompress with real life topics. My name is Queen E, and I am oh so thankful to have my very, very good friend, Evan. And she's joining me through my journey of my first podcast episode. Here's a little bit about me. I'm E. I'm a mental health specialist. I'm a human first, and I'm a child of God second, so never get it twisted.
Oh, that's
My favorite color is blue, just like my heart. And my mama always told me that you're never supposed to tell somebody your age, and my mom's always right, so mind your business. So now that you know a little bit about me, let me introduce my special guest, Views from Heaven.
Hey everyone. Hey Liz, thank you for
Hey
having
girl, thank
me.
you for joining me today. I'm so excited.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be your first guest, girl. I'm so excited to see the journey that'll come from this. You're going to do awesome. Your entire platform is going to be bomb. So I'm so excited to be your very first guest, and I'm extremely honored that you chose to be.
Thank you. So I do have a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
So, what is your biggest pet peeve?
Mm. My biggest pet peeve is when people don't give me a choice. Like, when people lie and they don't give you the choice to even like believe the lie or like accept the truth.
No, I
I would say
totally get what you're saying. We hate liars.
yes. Hashtag no liars 2023.
Exactly. Um, what do people most misunderstand about you?
I think what people most misunderstand about me, or like the thing that people don't get about me, is the fact that I I am very passionate about the people that I love. Like, if I go really hard on you, or if I'm very hard on you, or if I'm brutally honest, it's because I care and I love you and I want the best for you. You, as my friend, know that. I'm like
Mm. You
extremely
always
brutally
keep it 100
honest.
with me, and I appreciate that. If I'm right, I'm
Yes,
right, and you let me know when I'm wrong.
exactly. And nobody wants a yes man. So I try to be the friend that I want everyone to be to me. And it's somewhat hard sometimes whenever people don't understand that I'm coming from a place of love and not a place of hurt.
I totally understand that. If you could have a coffee with a celebrity figure, who would you choose?
That's hard. We're gonna say Beyonce because
Oh,
I
I
love,
understand that.
yes. So we're definitely gonna say B because she gonna give me the game. I need all the game tips. Like, I want to know how you bag the Sagittarius because that Sagittarius, I don't know how she keep that man on lock.
Oh, like,
I need all
cringy,
the game. I need all of it.
cringy. Oh, no, just kidding. If you could go back and give your 18-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
I would say take your time. Your time will come. I think as women, especially because we're Black women, we feel the need to rush things. Like, we're placed on this ticking time bomb. Like, get a degree by this age, have kids by this age, be married by this age. And sometimes things don't go into accordance of those plans. So I would just say, I would tell my 18-year-old self, like, take your time. Your dreams will come true.
Yes, ma'am. And everything these days is about social media. So if people want to find you online, where can they look?
Yes, all of my social media platforms are Views from Heaven. It's ViewsFromHeavyn, not the regular heaven, but with a Y.
Better than the regular heaven. Just kidding.
Yes, yes.
So we're gonna dive right in. We're gonna talk about being unapologetic in 2022 and taking that same momentum into 2023, but perfecting it.
Of course.
So, what is the definition of being unapologetic? So, the dictionary definition says it is a sense of strength and pride in being true to yourself. But my personal definition of being unapologetic is pretty much not putting any expectations or settling for tolerance, being fully reserved rather than settling for acceptance or approval.
It's
So,
good.
thank you. So, Heaven, how was your mental health journey this year? What did it look like for you?
Hold on, let me fix my camera because it's acting so. There we go. There we go. So, this year my mental health journey was, I'll say, interesting. I experienced a lot of ups and downs. At the beginning of the year, I was extremely up. Like I was riding this high of like finally coming out of postpartum and just, feeling like I'm almost back to my normal self. In May, my dad, well, not my dad, but he was like my dad. My grandfather passed away. And then 2 days later, one of my close friends died from an overdose on Xanax or fake Xanax. And so it was hard. My mental health journey now, I feel like I'm in a better place than I was in May. I had to take some time back and, call my power back and find my strength, all the strength I had built up over the past 3, almost 4 years of, healing myself. I lost it in a matter of 72 hours. So it took a lot of rebuilding, but I feel like I'm getting back to being that happy person, being mentally stable. Thankfully, I've had good friends in my corner and I've started back going to therapy. I'm a big advocate for therapy. I always scream therapy. Like I don't care what's wrong, go to therapy.
No, I'm 100%
Go
behind
to
that.
therapy. Therapy is very necessary because you can't take on the world. I was one of those people. I would just take on the world. I thought I could just conquer the world. I don't need anybody to tell me what to do. I don't need anybody to tell me I live my life. And unfortunately, that's not how life is. You do need that guidance. Therapists are here to help. They're not here to hurt you. They're not here to criticize your life because sometimes therapists have bad lives too. So
Mm. And thank
sometimes
you
therapists
for
too.
Yes, and
So
thank you for being so open and transparent. I like what you said about postpartum because I feel like your daughter, she's almost 4, right?
she'll be 4 in
Yeah, so
February.
it's like postpartum doesn't have like a limit. Like a lot of people think that it's only going to be a couple of weeks, a couple of months, but it takes some of us years to be where we are before we had our kids. So thank you for definitely sharing that with us.
Yes, yes. And I can't share my mental health journey without speaking about postpartum because as a mom, when I had my kid, it was very unexpected. Well, let me not say unexpected. It was very shocking to me.
Hmm.
Um, it was like my entire world got twisted upside down. I was a single parent. I was trying to navigate, becoming an adult. I'm still coming into adulthood. I'm 28. I'll say my age. I know I look good for my age, but I'm only 28. I just turned 28. So when I had my daughter, I was 23, 24. So I was still like coming into the age. I had just finished school, coming out of that breakup, then having a kid and trying to navigate, all of that at once and still trying to maintain my mental stability. That's a lot. And it can really truly weigh on you. And so like now it's been 3 plus almost 4 years and I finally feel like I'm back to myself. Like, I can get up in the mornings and not feel like my day is dragging on for hours upon hours. Sometimes my days felt like they were an eternity.
Hmm.
So that transparency is always normal because, on social media, it's portrayed when people are moms, like, oh, it's all rainbows and sunshine and, oh my gosh, I love my kid and
Hmm.
things. You have to be realistic with yourself. You have to be realistic with your expectations out of, motherhood and out of your own self-healing journey. So yeah, transparency is very necessary.
Yes. Well, I'm so thankful that you're getting back to your old self because I miss my friend.
I miss her
Um,
too, girl.
yes. 2022, I actually took the time to heal myself. I put myself first, my peace, my happiness above anybody else. And now I kind of feel free of my shackles. I feel like I've also gotten closer to God, and I'm turning more into the woman that I've always wanted to be and that I've always known that I can. And I pray that I take this momentum into 2023.
Yes, yes. And I feel like you will. I, as your friend, have noticed like an extreme change in you, like just the way that you walk, the way you talk, the way that you carry on about certain things. And it's like you've just been filled with like this positive breath of fresh air. So I would definitely say, as your friend, and not even just as a, guest, but as your friend, you have
Yes.
definitely um taken on and taking back your power. Like you've called back your power and you can see it in how you live life now. Like you don't allow life to dictate you.
Mhm.
You're a
Thank
dictator.
you.
So that's always a good thing. That's always a good thing. And I love to see moms get back to their old self because as
Mhm.
mom always taught like once you become a mother, that's it. That's the end all be all. You're a mom. You don't have a life. No one cares about your personal, like what you got
Mhm.
on and your personal stuff. No. And we have to stop that, especially in the Black community. It's somewhat a plague at times when other mothers or older mothers are like, oh, well, you're a mom. You can't be sad. I did it and I did it with X amount of kids. You can't feel like that when our feelings are valid. Even as people,
Mhm.
we're not just moms, we're women. We have emotions and we're allowed to feel our emotions. And unfortunately, like I say, in our community, it's very hard to feel those emotions out loud without being pretty much pinned to the cross.
Yes. I feel like too that a lot of people feel like in our generation or our generation is told that, as you said, that we're just supposed to do it. We can't have any emotions, but really a kid should be like an extension of you, not that your life is supposed to just completely stop for the kid.
Exactly, exactly. And I'm a firm believer. I am a mama first, but I'm a bad bitch immediately after. But nobody,
Period.
but I'm a bad bitch immediately after. So I'm gonna put my kid first. My kid comes first. She's
Of
my priority.
course.
I love her to pieces. But myself comes very much next. It's like she's number one and I'm 1.5. So
Exactly. Exactly.
there,
No, that is correct.
there's no putting myself second. And I feel like all moms should feel like that across the board. Don't put yourself second. Put yourself 1.5. At least if you're going to put yourself first, make yourself 1.5 after your children. Because at the end of the day, your kids won't have the mother that they deserve if you aren't your best self.
Exactly. Do you feel as if there are more or less opportunities for you in life being a Black female in America?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'll even go as far as to say, I feel like because I'm a darker skinned Black woman, I'm presented with less opportunities. I have friends who are of lighter complexions who have received more opportunities than I possibly would have. And I'm not saying, it's just because I'm darker or whatever the case may be,
Hmm.
but I've noticed it like in workplaces, the lighter skin complexion girls or the more soft spoken Black girls that don't say anything, they've excelled versus me. I'm very outspoken. I'm not like I'm not the typical corporate Black girl. I'm not
Hmm.
gonna hush up and be quiet. I state my piece. I stand for what's right. And so because of me having that character trait, I've been passed on for multiple multitudes of things. And I'm okay with that because I can sleep at night knowing that I stood on what I believed in.
Yes, and I do believe that colorism in general definitely is a thing. So I'm definitely sorry that you've felt like that in the past, but you are a very, 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 very strong woman that I personally look up to. So I don't ever want you to feel like your skin color makes or breaks you. You're just an amazing human being in general. There's been so many times that you've been literally the only one there for me when you didn't have to be. So I will always support and appreciate you.
Oh, well, thank you. I greatly appreciate that. And it's nice to, hear that too, because sometimes I feel like even for myself, I'm not the best role model. Everybody has a past and people go through, but, being able to move forward and then continue to move forward and then not only be, a positive influence for myself, but for my friends, because, you're supposed to water your friends and things.
Mhm.
So to hear that is amazing. And I really, really, really do appreciate that.
Of course. I also, for me personally, feel like it's important for me to present a certain way into society. I believe that like if impressions are everything. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm working on my master's degree, so I feel like it's not always what you know, it's like who you know. So I feel like if I present myself a certain way in a room, then I'll be respected in the way that I want to be, if that makes sense. So I feel like I don't know, for me it's more not necessarily like I feel like my race had anything to do with like my opportunities that I've had, but like just typically who I am, if that makes sense.
No, and I can definitely agree with that because there have been times like I said, I'm not the normal typical black girl.
Hmm.
I very much college educated. I have 2 degrees. I have my bachelor's in general studies. I have my associates in early childhood education. I'm a former pre-K teacher. But people
Hmm.
see my social media presence and they're like, I will let you teach my kids. Like I've been told that several times. Like I won't let you teach my kids because you be out here wilding. But it's
And you
so
should have responded, yeah, mama.
no, but then a lot of people are very surface, especially with us black women. It's like you can do one or two things. You're either gonna be polished and pretty or you're gonna be quote unquote ghetto and ratchet.
Hmm.
And I'm very much a balance of both.
Yep, you gotta have that happy medium.
I am a very good medium. Like I know when it's time to play and when it's time to get to work. So I
Hmm.
feel like that plays a big part though, because as black women, we're forced to choose. Like we can't not necessarily stay true to our roots, but we have to like morph into this unimaginable being. And it's really hard to like be yourself when you can't be yourself because you're consistently being judged for being yourself. But other races do it.
Hmm.
Like, for instance, I have friends that are not black. They're pole dancers. They don't call themselves strippers, they're pole dancers.
That's true.
I have black friends that are strippers. They call themselves strippers. Now, my black friends are not as respected as my white friends or my non-black friends they're in the same field of work, but they're not respected the same because one of them is black. Oh, she's a black girl. She works at a strip club. She don't get no respect. Oh, you dance, you do pole aerobics, pole fitness when it's the non-blacks. So it's like,
Yeah.
why the same across the board? And why isn't it just pole aerobics for both? Why does one have to be a stripper and one is a pole fitness instructor? You're doing the same thing.
No, you're totally right. And I feel like it just takes people to change their thinking of it's the same profession across the board versus it's dirty if one person does it, but it's cool when another person does it.
What finesse 2 times say it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when they do it. Because that's definitely
Mhm.
that's
No,
bad
yeah,
for
you're totally right. Um, Now I want to talk about my next topic, which is one of my favorites, self-care. So
yeah.
self-care for me looks like a couple of days out of the week. I like to do like face masks. I like to do my hair, get pedicures, massages. I like to completely relax and like channel my spirit, like get myself together because I work in
Mhm.
the mental health field. So I work in crisis. So a lot of times people are either really psychotic and they're needing something like playing in their own feces, eating their own feces, like cutting themselves, suicide attempts. So I see that kind of stuff every day. So I feel like it's really important for me to be able to just USA because otherwise I feel like in life we get burnt out in general. So I don't want to get burnt out quicker because of my profession. So I just feel like self-care in general for everybody is just a method for reset.
And I definitely agree with that, especially as somebody who has like struggled with anxiety. I've been diagnosed with anxiety, dealing with postpartum and stuff like that. I am an advocate for self care. Like, I'm
Mhm.
girl, go get your nails done, go get your hair done. I don't care if it's as small as, what I'm saying, just going outside to go take a walk or, just taking time to be yourself, like taking time to heal yourself. It's very hard to do so when you work in such an emotionally charged field like yours. So,
Mhm.
girl, I'm always a very big advocate. I don't care what it is. It can be the smallest. Like I'm big on retail therapy. That's my form of self-care. I love shopping. Like
Mhm.
I love shopping. That's my retail therapy. Like just going and picking up things that I like or like getting stuff for people that I love. it's nice because it's like I'm just happy. I like spending money too. I like saving money, but I like spending money too.
I saw this video one time and it was like, if you're not gonna spend your own money, who else is? And it's so true.
Like you.
Hmm. You'll just make it back tomorrow.
Hmm.
So I know we just had the holidays. What was your favorite gift that you got somebody that was close to you?
I got my daughter a bike, and
Ooh, did she love it?
girl, she loves it. She loves it. She loves it. It's actually, I built it a little bit.
Okay.
I have to
Bob the
go.
Buildette.
Yes, Babisha the build it.
Oh my God. Women can do it too. You don't need no man. No, I'm just kidding. We still need men. I'm just kidding.
My man definitely helped me build that.
No, I know. For me, it was more of like a funny experience than like my favorite gift, but I guess I was getting somebody special to me. I was getting them gifts, and me being me, like I always rushing. So I was just throwing things into the bag, and like I didn't realize that I put extra stuff into the bag. So when I'm giving it to the said person, they look into the bag and the first thing they pull out is like my massage toy that like I had, and I'm like, oh my good gosh, it was so embarrassing. I had to grab it back really quick. That was not part of the gift. I just needed to learn that I need to, pack a little bit slower.
Yes, Liz,
I'm
slow
always
down.
doing dumb shit, I'm telling you. And just to wrap it up, what is your biggest accomplishment this year?
My biggest accomplishment this year is leaving people where they stand and
Period. Yes. I
doubling
love
back.
that.
Yeah, because sometimes, look, you can miss a person, but you don't miss the person that they are. Sometimes you just miss the memories. And so I've done a lot of like self reflecting as far as for like relationships I've let go because I've gotten rid of a lot of old friends. And so, like, I think that was one of my biggest accomplishments this year was, forgiving the friends that deserve to be forgiven and leaving the ones that don't where they stand.
Yep, because not everybody's meant for you. Some people are a lesson, some people are a blessing.
I know that's right.
For me, it was pretty much just surviving. I feel like this year, everybody's, including my own mental health, was in shambles. There were just so many times this year that I wanted to give up, but just me being me, I just pushed through it. So, and I'm here and I feel like I'm thriving and I'm just ready to go into 2023. And
Yes.
that is all that we have today, guys. I encourage everybody to stop by their neighbors blindfolded and leave a plate of milk and cookies on their porch for their cockadoodle and tune into us next time.
Awesome. Bye.